Somebody's watching you. It's your anxiety because it's not me, the anxiety is watching. So I don't know why that song is trending anyway, but whatever. That's why I chose to discuss this topic because that word anxiety has somehow been trending in the space, the spirit. Today we'll be diving into a very important topic that affects all of us sometimes and then some people. Why I said all of us because sometimes it's a natural response to stress or danger. So that's why I said all of us. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chinan. So this is MDL Space. If you're new here, welcome. Do all to subscribe, like, comment, and share. On this page, I'm sharing everything about motherhood, lifestyle, a little bit about mental health, and everything in between about my life. So, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate your love towards our growth. Thank you. Eshe pupo, dalu, merci beaucoup. In this video, I will be talking about anxiety. We'll be exploring the causes of anxiety, the impact on our lives and our day-to-day activity, and possible solutions or practical steps towards healing from anxiety. So now let's start by defining anxiety. What is anxiety? At the point or as at the time when I'm shooting this video, there's a trending song, so to say, on Instagram, and it's somebody's watching you. It's your anxiety because it's not me, the anxiety is watching. So I don't know why that song is trending anyway, but whatever. That's why I chose to discuss this topic because that word anxiety has somehow been trending in the space this period. And I think it's a good time to address what anxiety is, the possible causes of anxiety, and how to help those suffering from anxiety or from anxiety disorder. Because in life, we all experience anxiety at some point in our life. So anxiety itself is not entirely a bad thing, but when we now do it excessively, that's where we now know that okay, there's a case of anxiety disorder. So stick with me on this channel. Once again, I'll be using my system because I have to jot things down for you because I don't want to be talking vague, right? Good. So I said that anxiety is a natural response to stress or perceived danger. It is characterized by the feeling of worry, nervousness, or fear. That is the dictionary definition of anxiety. It is important to know that while some anxiety is normal, like I said before, excessive anxiety is worrisome and it can interfere with our day-to-day living. Hence the reason why we are addressing it. There are different types of anxiety. There is generalized anxiety disorder, there is social anxiety, there is panic disorder, and so much more. Each of these anxiety types are characterized with its general symptoms, which include racing of the heart, restlessness, difficulty in concentrating, amongst other examples. Now let's go further into some causes of this anxiety. I grouped these causes into four. There is biological factor, there is environmental factor, lifestyle factor, and psychological factor. So I'm going to give examples of each of the factor, starting with the biological factor. At times, anxiety can be influenced by genetics or brain chemistry. What this means is that people who suffer from biological factors of anxiety naturally will be more predisposed to experiencing anxiety due to their genetic makeup. What this means is that it's not a fault of theirs, it's just in their gene that they are born that way. So what the only thing they can do is find ways and possible means to manage and not allow it to affect their day-to-day life, right? Environmental factor. Some stressful life events can trigger anxiety, such as trauma, loss, grief, pressure from work, or even a breakup. All these are categorized under the environmental factors of anxiety. The lifestyle factor. Some of the examples include sleep, substance abuse, unhealthy diet, lack of exercise. Some of these can be factored under the lifestyle factors. The last one will be the psychological factors. Sometimes past experiences and learned behavior can contribute to anxiety. For example, you witness a traumatizing event or you experienced a traumatizing event, it can cause a lifelong anxiety. So this also, it's not a doing of yours, it's just life that happened to you. Now that we know the four categories of the causes of anxiety, it's now easier for us as individuals to figure out Where do I fall into? This anxiety that I'm struggling in, how has it come about? Is it under the biological factor? Is it under the lifestyle factor, environmental, or is it psychological factor? So whichever one, you don't have to panic anymore. You don't have to worry. There is a solution. I am a bearer of good news. There is a solution for you. You don't have to struggle with that all your life. There is help. But before we talk about that help, let us talk about impacts of anxiety. First of all, it impacts our daily life. When you're anxious about certain things, it throws you off. You are not able to concentrate. You're not able to get the best part of yourself. Anxiety can make simple tasks overwhelming because you're already anxious of the outcome of that task. You are not thinking from the right side of your brain. You're not calm. You're not in a good place to say, okay, this thing is not even so ambiguous. This is not even so difficult, so to say. I just need to approach it with carefulness and a calm heart. But because you're already anxious, that part of your reasoning is already gone. You are just in your state of anxiousness and you are not going to be able to achieve anything really. And this is going to, at the end of the day, affect your productivity and your personal relationship with other people. This can lead to avoidance behavior where you tend to skip some fun activities that you usually used to enjoy, or some fun activities that could even help you to network and grow. But because you are already suffering from anxiety, you will be like, oh no, I'm not interested, I will pass on this. Chronic anxiety can have a physical toll, such as constant headache, fatigue, and even issues with digestive problems. So anxiety is not just the bad thing. So it's not just saying, "Oh, I'm anxious." That's why now that people are flowing with this trend, somebody's watching you. It's your anxiety. I wonder why we are jumping into the trend of what we really have no idea about. We don't have the glimpse of what it means to suffer from anxiety, but we're just affirming it because it's a trend. I think it's important that we are mindful of some trends that we follow. Christian or no Christian, as human beings, we should be mindful of certain trends. It's not all trends that we should affirm to. It's not all trends that we should join because we don't even know what we are calling on ourselves. So anxiety in the real sense is deeper than what it is. It can impact your mental health, leading to more serious mental issues such as depression, increased stress, and creating a cycle that will be hard to break over time. So we have to be very, very careful. Now to the best part. Like I said, I am a bearer of good news and I've come with good tidings. Okay, so the best part, which is the solutions or strategies or possible solutions or strategies. The number one path, the number one solution is seeking for help. Again, do not underestimate the power of seeking for help. There is something called CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. This helps to address anxiety. So this is a therapy that you undergo with professionals, not just anyone, not just a mental health advocate, not you can't undergo CBT with me. No, I am not a therapist. So you need a professional, a psychotherapist or a proper therapist to help you with this phase. So please do seek for help if it's something you are struggling with. Secondly, will be self-care techniques, which includes mindfulness, journaling. I think people underestimate the power of journaling, but journaling goes a long way when you are trying to heal and recover from yourself. One day I was scrolling to Instagram and I saw one of your favorites saying that he's in therapy and one of his assignments was for him to draw. That's therapeutic, but a lot of people overlook it. So honestly, journaling helps a whole lot when it comes to healing or any healing process. Another solution would be lifestyle change. Remember, they've said that there is a lifestyle factor of anxiety. So now, if your anxiety is categorized under the lifestyle factor, it is important that you change your lifestyle, change your sleeping pattern, reduce your intake of caffeine, eat healthy food, exercise. Exercise doesn't even have to be that you have to go and register in a gym. You can just stay in your home, do walks. That is the easiest exercise to do. Walks, skipping, just be active, let your blood pump easily. That's why I like Aproko doctor's approach. He's always preaching, do the easiest exercise in your house. You don't have to go far, just take walks around your house. I myself, because I have a baby and I cannot be carrying him around to go for walks, I do the walks at home in the morning when he's having his morning sleep. I take walks around, and I try to do 3,000 steps every day. Some days I might not do it, and that's okay. But I try, I keep pushing myself to do at least 3,000 steps every day. It helps your body to stay in check, it makes you healthier. Building a support network. You cannot underestimate the power of building a community. It helps you heal a lot. Why do you think that when you're in therapy, sometimes they are a group of persons that come together to share their struggles, how they are healing and whatnot? Because that community of people, you encourage each other, you hold each other's hands and say, okay, yes, I can do it, you too can do it. So do not underestimate the power of building a community when you are in your healing process. In conclusion, before I give my conclusion, thank you for sticking with me on this journey. It makes me truly happy that you find some of my content really engaging, and I appreciate that. However, I would appreciate if you can share this video to somebody, because you don't know who this video is going to help. So please do well to like, comment, share. And if you are struggling with anxiety, it's okay. You are not alone. There are thousands of people struggling with it. You just need to seek help from the right persons. So in conclusion, I would like to say anxiety is a common experience with various causes and significant impacts in our lives. But by understanding it and taking a proactive step, whether it is by seeking professional help, lifestyle change, or self-care, you can learn to manage it effectively. I know you'll be thinking, Chinonso, you're saying help yourself, seek help, go for professional help and whatnot. It's not easy. Yes, it's not easy. Healing is not a straightforward line. It is like this. As long as you're not going back to that same thing every day, it's a step-by-step process. It cannot happen overnight. So please, while you're at it, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. I've attached to this video a link on a guide titled Practical Solution on Anxiety and Mental Well-Being. So please do well to click the link, and it's a guide that will help you if you're someone struggling with anxiety. And do well to leave your feedback in the comments. Thank you. Once again, I appreciate that you are on this journey with me. Thank you. This is Chinonso of Endel Space.